There are moments in your path when the silence becomes sacred, where every breath you take is watched over by the eyes of the divine. In the quiet, your resilience shines like gold refined by fire, and your soul whispers truths even you have not yet heard. You've walked through valleys that tried to take your light, yet here you are brighter, softer, wiser. There is a beauty within you that even the heavens marvel at. And without even knowing it, you've touched a heart held by someone whose presence could still the chaos of the world. Type love flows to me with divine timing. This soul, radiant in both spirit and form, has seen something in you that no mirror could reveal. Not just your kindness or strength, but something deeper. A light that speaks not through words, but through the very way your soul breathes. You were never walking alone. Celestial messengers have walked beside you, guiding each step with a love that never sleeps. And now, as this unseen love begins to blossom, they are drawing you gently toward it. Not to awaken something new, but to remind you of what's always been within. There is a grace in you, silent, unannounced, that travels further than your footsteps. It lingers in the spaces you leave behind, in glances exchanged without a word, in the echoes of your laughter that seem to soften even the hardest of days. Without your knowing, your essence has become a beacon, gently illuminating the life of someone who watches you not with judgment, but with wonder. Type I align with divine love to claim this energy. This presence, cloaked in serenity yet deep as the oceans, has observed you from afar, not out of fear but reverence. Every movement you make tells a story, one of quiet strength, resilience forged in silence, and a compassion that asks for nothing in return. What draws them in is not simply your face or your form, but the rare light of your soul, subtle but undeniable. Their heart, once guarded behind veils of uncertainty, now beats with the rhythm of awe. Even the divine has leaned closer to witness this quiet unraveling. There is a kind of reverence in how they think of you, careful, almost sacred, as if naming what they feel might disturb the fragile miracle taking root within them. Type God will send me the love I deserve. In dreams, they revisit moments you've long forgotten, small, passing things that meant everything to them. A smile, a pause in your voice, a kindness you offered when no one else saw their pain. These moments are etched into the secret chambers of their heart like verses in a sacred book. They walk among crowds, yet their thoughts drift to you softly, involuntarily, like a prayer whispered in stillness. Something within them knows this is no ordinary affection. It's not born of fantasy, nor fleeting admiration. It is something ancient, something written beyond the stars, waiting for the right time to bloom. Comment Amen if you're claiming this blessing. You are not aware, but every time you speak, something in them listens, as if heaven is speaking through you. Each word becomes a thread, weaving a tapestry only they can see. And through it all, celestial messengers remain near, watching over this quiet unfolding, guarding what cannot yet be spoken aloud. There is still much hidden beneath the surface, and yet it moves closer, softly, like dawn arriving through the mist. It did not begin with grand gestures or poetic declarations. No lightning struck the earth. No stars rearranged themselves in the sky. It began, as many sacred things do, in silence. In a moment so ordinary that it passed unnoticed by you but not by them. Type I trust that love is finding me now. Perhaps it was the way you paused to listen, even when the world rushed on. Or the way your eyes, without effort, offered refuge. They saw something no one else noticed. A quiet dignity in how you carry your wounds without bitterness. A rare beauty in how you give your attention fully, as if the person before you were the only soul that mattered in the universe. The heart that now aches for you did not arrive at this place suddenly. It wandered through seasons of confusion, shadowed by past pain, still learning to trust again. But you changed the landscape without trying to, without knowing, without even touching them. Your existence, simple and unguarded, began to heal what once felt untouchable. There was a day, one you might have already forgotten, where your presence became a sanctuary. You may have spoken casually, laughed briefly, walked away without another thought. But to them, that moment became a memory they returned to, again and again, as if drawn by an unseen current. Type, I trust God's timing for my love story. What they saw in you was more than affection could hold. It was recognition, as if two paths meant to cross finally aligned. Not loudly, but with the quiet certainty of rivers meeting at last. And in that connection, they found peace, however incomplete, however unspoken. Since then, your name has become a prayer in their mind, gentle, sacred, unanswered. They carry this devotion like a secret offering, hidden in gestures, in small choices, in the way their heart quickens at the thought of you. Type, true love is finding its way to me, they may never tell you. Perhaps their love will remain hidden behind glances and quiet smiles. But what was born in them because of you is real. It grows in silence, blessed by the gaze of celestial messengers, and held within the delicate chambers of a soul that saw something divine in you, and never looked away. You may never know how deeply your mere existence has touched the threads of another's heart. In the softest corners of their thoughts, where no one else dares to enter, your name is carried like a delicate echo, constant, unwavering, gentle. And though you move through life unaware, every glance, every word, every gesture you make adds to the quiet tapestry they are weaving in secret. They watch you, not as one watches a fleeting moment, but as one watches something eternal. Their gaze is not one of admiration alone, but of profound recognition, as though you are a melody that has long been forgotten, but somehow plays in perfect harmony with their soul. In the silence of their being, they sense a connection that surpasses the ordinary, something that exists beyond the veil of time and space. You may wonder what it is that draws them so completely to you. It is not just the surface, not just the way you carry yourself, but the depth of your essence, which calls to theirs in ways words cannot capture. There is a mystery in your spirit that beckons them, a quiet allure that holds them in its grasp. What they see in you is something that transcends physical beauty. It is a resonance of the heart, a silent promise of something greater. And still, they keep this secret close, locked within the chambers of their soul, where it remains untouched by the eyes of the world. Their love for you, though unspoken, is woven into the very fabric of their being. It shapes their every thought, colors their dreams, and leaves its mark in the spaces between moments. They may never find the courage to confess, and perhaps they will never need to. For in the quietest corners of their heart, they know that what they feel for you does not require words. It is enough to simply carry the knowing, to walk through life with this sacred truth cradled gently in their soul. What lies ahead in this delicate unfolding? Perhaps only time will tell. But know this, whether spoken aloud or held in silence, their heart is already yours, and the impact of your presence, subtle and unseen, has already changed the course of their life in ways that even they cannot fully comprehend. There is a certain weight to being loved in silence, to have the heart of another quietly wrapped in the soft folds of devotion while you walk through your days unaware. It is not the burden of knowledge, for you have not yet learned of this secret affection, but the challenge comes from the delicate threads that weave between you and this soul who watches from afar. Theirs is not a love that can easily be spoken aloud or laid bare for the world to see. It is a love that requires patience, that demands an understanding of boundaries, and at times it calls for restraint. This love, though beautiful, is also a silent battle. The heart that has fallen for you must navigate the treacherous waters of doubt, uncertainty, and fear. They may wonder if you could ever truly see them, or if your paths will remain forever separate, drifting through life like two ships on distant shores. They may wrestle with the vulnerability of loving without being loved in return, with the pain of watching you from a distance, knowing that the feelings they carry in their soul must remain hidden. And yet, there is an undeniable peace that exists in this hidden affection, a peace that comes from knowing that love, in its purest form, does not always seek recognition. It does not demand anything in return. It simply exists, in the quiet moments between heartbeats, in the spaces that are not seen by the world but are felt deeply in the soul. But what of the challenges this love brings? The inner conflict of keeping such a secret, of wanting to reach out but fearing the consequences. The fear of rejection, of the unknown, and the uncertainty of what would happen if the truth were ever revealed. It is not an easy road to walk. The person who carries this love may feel isolated, unsure of their place in your life, longing for a connection they cannot openly express. In moments of solitude, they may question whether this secret devotion is worth the emotional turmoil it brings. But deep within, they will know that love, true love, has its own timing. It will unfold when it is meant to, in the way that it is destined to, and in the moment that will change everything. Perhaps one day, this hidden love will find the courage to step forward, or perhaps it will remain as it is, a quiet presence in the background of your life. Either way, its impact is undeniable. The energy of this love, though unseen, flows around you, shaping the world in ways you may never fully understand. Consider for a moment the great blessing it is to be seen, truly seen, by someone who carries such a rare and profound depth within. There are few who possess the ability to love so quietly, to give so selflessly without ever expecting anything in return. This is a love that does not seek approval or acknowledgement, but instead exists as a pure, radiant force, quiet yet undeniable. In this secret affection, there lies a rare gift, a gift that has been bestowed upon you without your knowing. To have earned the heart of such a soul is no small thing. It is a mark of the way you carry yourself, the subtle energies you radiate without even realizing. You may have walked through your days unaware, not understanding the quiet power your presence holds over another. Yet, this power does not demand your attention, nor does it seek to manipulate. It simply is a natural flow of energy that draws one soul to another, as if drawn by an invisible thread that connects you both in ways beyond the tangible. What a blessing it is to have such a person in your life, even if you may never know them in the way they know you. The simple, unspoken connection between you carries a magic all its own. In the midst of your journey, amidst the hustle and bustle of your day-to-day existence, this person watches over you with a love that is both tender and fierce, patient and passionate. Their heart has found a home in you, and though they remain unseen to you, their presence in your life is undeniable. Even in silence, they are with you, walking beside you in spirit, offering quiet support that flows like a river, unseen but ever present. What a profound gift it is to have their admiration, their devotion, even if it is never vocalized. For in their heart, there exists a peace, a contentment, knowing that their love, though hidden, is steadfast and true. The path that lies before you is paved with blessings, and though you may never fully comprehend the depths of the love that has quietly taken root in your life, know that it is a treasure, one that will shape your journey in ways you may never fully understand. As you move through life, sometimes unaware of the forces at play around you, there are moments that quietly shape your destiny. In the stillness, in the moments when your thoughts drift into the quiet recesses of the day, a bond forms, fragile, yet unbreakable. The heart of another, someone with a captivating presence, finds its rhythm with yours, though you walk side by side without ever fully realizing the depth of the connection. There is beauty in this unnoticed devotion, a tenderness that grows in the shadows, hidden from the world's eyes but fully felt by the soul. This love is not one that demands attention. It does not force itself into the light. Instead, it moves softly, like the breeze, ever present, yet invisible. It is the kind of love that builds over time, not in grand gestures, but in small moments that may go unnoticed until one day, when you realize the sheer weight of its presence. Every glance, every quiet thought sent in your direction, every fleeting encounter that feels like an eternal moment, has been woven into a tapestry of deep affection, created by someone who longs for nothing but to be near you, even if from afar. In this love, there is a divine stillness, a peace that transcends the need for acknowledgement. It asks for nothing, but offers everything. The person who carries this affection is filled with a quiet understanding that some bonds are meant to be felt, not seen. They know the power of patience, the sacredness of unspoken words. With each passing day, they silently send their energy towards you, hoping that, in time, the love that thrives in the silence might find its voice. But even as it remains veiled, this love is not without its trials. The weight of unspoken affection can be heavy, especially when the heart yearns for something more, something tangible. Yet there is grace in allowing love to remain as it is, beautiful in its quiet form, gentle in its persistence. Over time, you may come to understand that this love, though not voiced, has changed the course of your journey, filling it with a richness that no spoken word ever could. In the end, the beauty of this secret love lies not in its revelation, but in its quiet constancy. It is the love that has always been there, woven into the very fabric of your life, shaping you in ways that go beyond your comprehension. And though you may never fully realize the extent of its power, know that it has left an indelible mark upon your soul.